My name is Molly Zhang, and my projects involve the synthesis of gold bellflowers through a novel triphasic system for potential application in cancer diagnostics and therapy, a combination termed cancer theranostics. The main problem that I addressed was that of the search for a more efficient treatment for cancer. While many traditional treatment options are available, nanotechnology has produced promising results in inducing tumor ablation, showing potential in facilitating many of these existing treatments, such as hyperthermia and photodynamic therapy. As a result, increased investigation has surrounded the concept of gold nanoparticles, with gold being an extremely non-toxic substance. Following laser irradiation, the collective oscillation of electrons on the nanoparticle surface induces a phenomenon known as localized surface plasmon resonance, which results in the expansion of the particle due to heat, and in turn, the ability to destroy tumor cells. Gold nanoparticles are observed to have an absorption peak at 520 nanometers, meaning that they produce the most heat following absorption of light waves of that length. This 520 nanometer absorption peak, however, renders gold nanoparticles suboptimal for treatment in living organisms, as waves within the visible spectrum have limited depth of penetration. Shifting the absorption peak to the near-infrared region is thus ideal, as near-infrared wavelengths have minimal absorption and optimal light penetration, allowing for a more safe and efficient application. One way that the absorption peak can be shifted to this near-infrared region is through anisotropic nanostructures, or gold nanomaterial that adopts irregular shapes. This shifting is primarily due to the uneven distribution of electrons on the particle surface. Unfortunately, however, the reported anisotropic nanostructures are far from ideal. Many are unable to optimally convert light into heat. Lasers of high power densities are required to stimulate these particles, thus increasing the chance of destruction to surrounding non-tumorous tissue. Many of these structures are also very unstable, contributing to an unreliable application. As a result, due to the various shortcomings of reported anisotropic nanostructures, the main objective of my project was to synthesize a more efficient gold nanostructure through a novel triphasic system. In turn, I was able to compare this triphasic system to the simpler monophasic and biphasic systems used in the synthesis of gold nanourchins and gold microspheres. As seen in this diagram, the triphasic system clearly originates from the traditional monophase and biphase methods of nanomaterial fabrication, with the gold aqueous solution, the reducing agent, and the hexane present within these simpler systems comprising the liquid-liquid phase of the triphase system. A third gaseous phase was then introduced through sonication. All of the nanomaterial that were created through these three-phasic systems was then characterized through transmission electron microscopy, UV spectrophotometry, and real-time thermal imaging, allowing for an evaluation of their efficacy and application in living cells and organisms. Gold nanourchins were created through the simplest monophasic system and are relatively large in size compared to the typical 200 nanometer or less gold nanoparticle. Absorption can also be seen from 500 nanometers to 1,000 nanometers. Gold microspheres were prepared through the biphasic system and are similar in size to the gold nanourchins at approximately 600 nanometers in diameter. An absorption peak can be seen at 600 nanometers as well, yet unfortunately this is not within the near-infrared region, therefore detracting from the overall efficacy of the gold microspheres. Gold bellflowers, however, display many exceptional qualities, and this is largely in part due to their unique structure. An increase in the amount of the reducing agent, ophenetidine, added during gold bellflower fabrication results in an increase in the size of the bellflowers, as seen through their wider petal spans, as well as the formation of a more well-defined structure. This well-defined structure thus illuminates the three most distinct features of the bellflowers: their sharp petal tips, the long gaps between the petals, and their hollow cavity, which combine to contribute to their overall photothermal effect. Before I go on to talk about the properties of gold bellflowers, however, I'd like to quickly touch upon the underlying mechanisms of this novel triphasic system. The formation of gold bellflowers occurs through classical crystallization in a liquid-liquid gas triphase system. The first liquid phase is the gold aqueous solution. The second liquid phase, or oil phase, is composed of the hexane plus a reducing agent. The third gaseous phase is then introduced through sonication. The nucleation site, or the starting point of the formation of the gold bellflowers, occurs at the intersection of the three phases, which can be seen at this point right here. Upon the introduction of sonication to the initial liquid-liquid system, a bubble is formed from the oil phase, and this bubble expands as sonication time increases. As a result, the bellflower is able to grow along this interface, as the gold interacts with the reducing agent present in this oil phase. The size of the bellflowers is then determined by the size of this bubble. Unfortunately, gold bellflowers aren't too large in size, encompassing a range of 100 to 350 nanometers in diameter. Gold bellflowers also display absorption within the near-infrared region, and with an absorption peak at 808 nanometers, are able to clearly surpass gold nanourchins and gold microspheres. Gold bellflowers also display a very strong photothermal effect, as seen through their approximately 70 degrees Celsius temperature increase following laser irradiation. While the 70-degree increase in temperature is already very noteworthy, what makes gold bellflowers more distinct is their easy controllability as well as light sensitivity. As seen in these two graphs, both changes in optical density, or the absorbance of the gold bellflowers, as well as changes in laser power density, have the ability to induce systematic temperature increase alterations, making the gold bellflowers easily manageable and in a way, easily personalized. In addition, the laser that is required to stimulate the nanoparticle to its optimal temperature elevation of 70 degrees is that of a laser power density of 2 watts per centimeter squared, which is relatively low compared to that necessary to stimulate other nanostructures. This is very important, as a low laser power density allows for a more safe treatment, causing little to no harm to surrounding non-tumorous tissue, as well as towards the organism as a whole. Gold bellflowers also display a very strong photostability in that they're able to maintain a constant temperature increase following various on-off cycles of the laser, revealing their very stable and reliable nature. All of these photothermal properties thus contributes to the most remarkable and significant aspects of gold bellflowers, which is their ultra-high photothermal conversion efficiency, which is the ability of the gold bellflowers to convert light into heat. At a value of 74%, the photothermal conversion efficiency of gold bellflowers is able to surpass that of practically all other reported anisotropic nanostructures. A high photothermal conversion efficiency, in addition to enhancing the overall effect of the nanostructure, also allows for a quicker, safer, more localized, and all in all, more efficient application. In conclusion, the addition of a phase to the traditional biphasic method of nanomaterial fabrication resulted in the creation of gold bellflowers, a nanostructure with ultra-high photothermal conversion efficiency and strong photostability through a novel triphasic system. In this process, I was also able to successfully observe and document the progression from simpler structures and their fabrication methods to the more complex synthesis of gold bellflowers. Due to the high efficacy of gold bellflowers, future work involves the implementation of gold bellflowers in light-triggered drug delivery. The hollow cavity of the bellflowers is ideal for drug loading, yet one problem we would encounter with this design is that of drug leakage. As a result, graphene oxide, a carbon nanomaterial that has been utilized to enwrap various other nanostructures, has been considered for the encapsulation of gold bellflowers. After encapsulation, the bellflowers would then be delivered to their designated site and irradiated, allowing for the drug to be released. While this design has not yet been solidified, the ultra-high photothermal conversion efficiency of bellflowers allows for their undeniable great contribution to future modification and fabrication of anisotropic nanostructures, as well as towards the field of cancer theranostics. So I would like to thank all my mentors as well as everyone at the Laboratory of Molecular Imaging and Nanomedicine at National Institutes of Health for providing me with much needed support and guidance throughout this process, as well as to Siemens Foundation Discovery Education and George Washington University for providing me with this opportunity to present my results. And thank you all as well for your attention.